Hi, my name is Natasha Tracy, and I write the blog Bipolar. So, quite some time ago, I wrote about how I wanted to start water aerobics for exercise. That idea really fit me because I love the water. Unfortunately, it really didn't work out. I found the whole process of having to get things together, drive to the pool, put things on, shower, do the activity, get out, shower, change, and go home to be way too much for me. I could not do that. I would get exhausted, and then the 2 hours that it took, because that's how long it took to do it, would mean that I had no energy for anything else the whole entire day. So there was just no reasonable way that I could do that. So I did something else. I did the simplest thing you can possibly do. I started walking. And I heard once that at one time, the head of the mood disorder department at Harvard, he said his exercise program for people with bipolar disorder was to walk in any direction for 7.5 minutes, turn around, and walk back. There you go. And I said, I can do that, right? 7.5 minutes in any direction and walk back. I can do that. Even getting out of the house for me is hard. So to be honest, even walking for 7.5 minutes in any direction is actually hard for me because it means I have to get dressed and leave the house. I work at home. I wear pajamas every day. So it's actually a lot of effort for me to leave the house. But I've been doing it. And I've been doing it and I've been motivating myself in a couple of ways. I've been motivating myself by going out to breakfast in the mornings. So in the mornings, two or three times a week, I will get up and walk to the restaurant. So depending on the restaurant I go to, it's maybe like a 20-minute walk. I've worked up to that. I couldn't initially do that, but I can now. And then I'll have breakfast, work for a couple of hours at the restaurant, turn around and walk home. So that way I get, between 30 and 40 minutes of exercise that particular day. I don't do it every day, but I do it some days. And the other thing I do to motivate myself is actually to get a Fitbit. I wear it all the time, and it actually motivates me to take extra steps. I really didn't think it would when I got it, but strangely enough, it does. When I see the little number on there and I see that it's really low and I'm not going to meet my goal for that day, I do actually walk. I'll walk around my apartment. I'll do laps over and over and over again just to walk that little bit of extra distance that day. And it's just a little bit, right? It's just a tiny thing. I can't do very much. My energy levels are very low. I have a hard time with any kind of physical exertion. But this I can do. I have found something tiny that I can do. And that actually makes me feel pretty good. And the other thing that I have found is that by continuing to do this over the course of more than a year, it has actually improved my energy a tiny bit. Again, we're not talking about major changes here, but it's enough that I can look at it and say, okay, I want to keep going. I want to keep doing this. I want that little bit of extra energy, and I want that little feeling of accomplishment when I actually do a walk for that day. So walking isn't going to be the perfect exercise for every single person, but it certainly is one of the easiest. And like I said, you can motivate yourself really simply with a Fitbit. I know, sounds like it wouldn't work, but it's worked for me, and I hope that it works for you. And I hope you find other forms of motivation as well, because even a tiny bit of exercise can actually help you and help your mood. My name is Natasha Tracy, and this is Bipolar Verbal.